One on the dot. Starting about a minute late, but here we are. Welcome everybody to the regular meeting of the City Council of Daly City, Monday, July 14th, 2025. To watch the live telecast, you could go onto YouTube at dalycity.gov/streams on YouTube, or www.dalycity.org/agendas, or on Comcast on channel 27. Public participation, there are three ways to submit public comments. Number one, submit written comments by meeting day. Number two, submit written comments during the meeting. Or number three, attend the meeting in person. To submit written comments by meeting day, please email our city clerk at cityclerk@dalycity.org and include public comment in the subject line. All written comments received by 4 p.m. on the meeting day will be provided to the city council prior to the meeting. Please note any email comments received after 4 p.m. on the meeting date are not guaranteed to be received by the city council prior to the meeting. Comments are not read aloud into the record. Number two, during the meeting, you may visit www.dalycity.org/agendas to submit comments using the public comment form to address the city council on a specific item or during the public comment period, and such comments are delivered to the city council and staff during the meeting and may be read into record at the time they are received. Number three, to speak at the meeting in person, please complete a speaker card located at the entrances at the council chamber and submit it to the staff member as early in the meeting as possible. Persons with disabilities who require auxiliary aids or services in attending or participating in this meeting should call the office of the city clerk at 650-991-8078 as soon as possible. And for our land acknowledgement, the City of Daly City acknowledges that we are on ancestral lands of the Ramaytush Ohlone peoples. We recognize enduring connection to this region and honor their history, culture, and contributions. As indigenous protectors of this land, we affirm their sovereign rights as the original inhabitants of this land and pay respects to the ancestors, elders, and relatives of the Ramaytush Ohlone peoples. If you could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, moving along. Can we have a roll call, please, City Clerk?
Ms. DiGiovanni,
Present.
Ms. Perano,
Present.
Mr. Sylvester,
Glenn Sylvester, present.
Ms. Manalo,
Present.
Dr. Rod.
Present. Okay. Motion to approve the regular meeting of June 23rd, 2025, the approval of minutes.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approval of, item number two, the approval of agenda for the regular meeting of July 14th, 2025. Can I get a motion, please?
Motion to approve? Second.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Okay. Oral comments, I only have one comment for today. Can I have Catherine Tekuve representing Republic Services?
Okay. Good evening, Honorable Mayor Dasmagbul, Vice Mayor Sylvester, council members, city attorney, city manager, and staff. I'm Catherine Sokolvi, General Manager of Republic Services here in Daly City. Republic's proud to serve the city of Daly City, and we appreciate as well as deeply share the city's concerns of the current situation. I'm here to share with you and our community the facts regarding the Teamsters work stoppage and to update you on our efforts to resume regular service as quickly as possible. I want to emphasize that this is not a nationwide strike, as the Teamsters have claimed, and it is not a direct result of our Daly City operations. It's imperative to point out that the union work stoppage in Daly City is the result of local Teamsters employees refusing to cross a picket line in solidarity with Teamsters at our Forward landfill in Manteca, California, as well as 3 other locations, including Boston, Massachusetts. Our local Daly City business unit is not in contract negotiations at this time. To mitigate the work stoppage, our team is prioritizing service to essential businesses, and we are doing everything we can to service residential and commercial customers as quickly as possible. We've mobilized Republic Services trained and experienced support crews to assist, and additional reinforcements are being deployed even today. To help our customers through this situation, we're communicating with residential and business customers and the City of Daly City in several ways. Daily robocalls and text messages to customers. For customers not receiving digital alerts, we're partnering with the City of Daly City to disseminate updates through official city channels. Service updates are posted on our Daly City specific republicservices.com website, including a link created to provide real-time NorCal community updates related to the work stoppage, as well as daily updates to the city manager. Drop boxes for residential trash have also been deployed to 2 locations since day 2 of the work stoppage. As of today, we've begun residential recovery efforts as well. Additionally, Ox Mountain Landfill is available for Daly City customers who want to drop off waste, recycling, and organics at no charge. We stand ready to meet with the Teamsters when they're ready to re-engage at any time, and sincerely appreciate the patience and understanding of the city. I'm out of time, but I am going to leave my business card with the clerk, so please feel free to reach out to me personally. Any questions, concerns, or requests for updates that you may have. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Captain. Just as a reminder, the council cannot take any action or raise any questions under this item as a reminder. So just kind of FYI for the public out there. But if you need more information, there's information out on a lot of our Daly City channels and social media. And so we'll continue to get our updates through those avenues. Okay. Are there any other public comment? All right, seeing none, we'll go off to consent agenda. Is there?
I move to approve the consent agenda with pulling items number 3 and 8.
Okay. So the motion is pulling items 3 and 8. Are there any other?
I'd like to pull item 6.
Item number 6. Okay, so we have 3, 6, and 8. You have a motion for that. Do we have a second?
Glenn Sylvester, second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so item number 3, accept an appropriate grant from County of San Mateo Aging and Disability Services for the fiscal year 2025-2026 Congregate Nutrition Program. We have Ms. Denise Brown.
Hello. Good evening, council members. Tonight, we are asking for the council to accept an appropriate grant from County of San Mateo Aging and Disability Services for the fiscal year 25-26 Congregate Nutrition Program. The Department of Recreation Services has managed the County of San Mateo Aging and Disability Services Congregate Nutrition Program grant for senior meals and nutrition education for more than 25 years. The goal of the Congregate Nutrition Program is to promote better physical and mental health for older adults and adults with disabilities. The program goal is met by providing nutritious meals and activities that encourage socialization. Participation in the Congregate Nutrition Program is consistent with Daly City's age-friendly strategic plan. This past fiscal year, we served 56,133 meals in the Congregate Nutrition Program at Cafe Dolger, Lincoln Park Community Center, Bayshore Community Center, and Gellert Park Clubhouse. This coming fiscal year, 25-26, we have been awarded funds to serve 36,700 meals at the 4 sites. For reimbursement purposes, the grant requires that the meals be consumed by any person 60 years of age or older, or the spouse any age of a person 60 years of age or older, individuals with disabilities who reside at home and accompany a person 60 years of age or older to a site where congregate nutrition service is provided are also eligible to participate. There is a suggested voluntary contribution of $3 per meal for seniors ages 60 and above. The cost is $7 for non-seniors. This is a reimbursement grant. The city initially incurs the expense associated with the program and then seeks reimbursement from the county. And the grant revenue is $298,680. Staff is available to provide any additional information desired by the mayor or city council.
All right. Thank you, Denise. Are there any questions?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Denise, thank you so much for providing that report. I think that it is really extraordinary, the work that you all do day in and day out. And we know that these meals are so important to those that are in our community and our older adult population. And I just wanted to say it's wonderful to see that it continues to grow. I think from here on council that we support all the work that you do. And, even throughout even the pandemic, you all tried to figure out how it would work. I know we're out of it now, and I just wanted to say to you and your entire staff how crucial this is. Having these meals is so important, not only having nutritious meals, but as well as having the interaction and the social, emotional support that is really a critical part in, when we were the first city to deem, isolation and as, really epidemic, right? That the work that you all continue to do is a foundation around breaking down those silos and having people interact and not feeling alone. And so this continued support is crucial, whether, and I just wanted to say thank you. I wanted to pull the item to say thank you, but also for those watching to know that this is a priority, something that we value here in the city of Daly City, and that even through our funding, when we looked at what we wanted to increase, our senior adult population support was an area in which we did allocate through our Measure Q funds. This is obviously a reimbursement from the county, but this is much important work. And so thank you so much for all you do and all the staff and really those that come and get the meals, right? Without you all, there wouldn't be really a community together, whether it's at Dolger Senior Center, Lincoln Park. I mean, it is definitely, you feel the community, everyone knows the routine, like you see the camaraderie, and it's really aging in place. I see it at Westlake Dolger. I see it at Lincoln. Like this is home to many of our older adults, day in and day out, and it's really inspiring. Because one day I will, we were just talking with Vice Mayor. He mentioned, it's like no, it's not getting old. It's getting older. But in that respect, when I see the, retirees that come and share their stories. And, they all come from different walks of life and different experiences. Like, this is literally their lifeline. And I see it. And, we saw it through one of the events that they had, right, for the Philippine Independence Day. But that was organized with them, with the staff, but their ideas coming to fruition. So you all are doing excellent work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Councilmember Prano.
Thank you. I couldn't have said it better myself. And so I want to thank Councilmember Manalo for saying exactly what you said. And thank you. That's all I would say. Thank you.
Thank you.
I concur.
Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester.
Thank you, Mayor. Excuse me, Councilmember Manalo, thank you for pulling this item. Normally, we bypass some of the little things that really goes a long way. And, I always try to provide life experiences because I qualify. I'm over 60. And when this program first started, we had it at one place. I remember going to another place in Daly City in the Bay Shore. They had it there. And I says, what? they transport the food over to here as well. And I was so impressed, and with the reasonable pricing, I believe I donated and didn't eat because of the program. And if I had to be a part of the program, in other words, going for a meal, I know that would take away one thing, which I always ask at home, what's for dinner? But this time it's what's for lunch. And I would just go there just to see, besides the camaraderie, what's for lunch. So I know this is a great undertaking, picking out the meals every day, making sure it's nutritional. This is a great undertaking. So I commend you and your staff for everything that you continue to do for our seniors. And, you know, I'm just looking down here, as Councilmember Manalo says, it's just a number. So I'll definitely keep that in mind, but at least I know I always have a place to go. And I can even just go by there and just speak with
Check
the
it out.
folks
Yeah.
and the people there. Loneliness is an issue, and it's a way of getting folks together, the camaraderie ship. So, oh, excellent job. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Denise. That's all I have.
Thank you, guys.
And thanks to everybody in Park and Rec.
Thank you, thank you. Have a beautiful night.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
All right. So can we get a motion to approve item number 3?
Motion to approve item number 3.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Majority. So motion passes. Off to item number 6, appropriate and amend the city manager authority for the Muscle Rock Stability Project.
Right. Good evening, Mr. Mayor.
Hey, Conrad.
Members of the City Council. This item is to appropriate and amend the city manager's authority for the Muscle Rock Stability Project. You guys recall, in April of 2025, the City Council authorized the city manager to award contracts for the Muscle Rock Stability Project in an amount not to exceed $4 million. There's urgent work needed at Muscle Rock, and for that reason, we went to apply for some emergency permits to do work out there. Just last month, we awarded a construction contract for the seawall repair work. In working with the contractor, the total estimated construction cost for the seawall repair as well as the revetment installation is a total of $6.3 million. An additional $500,000 is needed for construction support and a little bit of contingency for a total cost of $6.8 million. The city manager's original contract authority of $4 million needs to be increased by another $2.8 million. Staff is recommending to reallocate $1.3 million from previously approved projects to help fund this work. And then an additional $1.5 million will need to be appropriated from Fund 333, which is unrestricted fund balance, in order to fully fund this project. So if approved, if approved, $90,000 from the War Memorial and John Daly Lighting Project will be transferred, as well as $400,000 from the War Memorial Community Center HVAC project and $810,000 from the Westlake Library HVAC and roof project. And then, as I mentioned, $1.5 million from Fund 333, unrestricted fund balance. So in summary, staff is recommending that the City Council appropriate an additional $1.5 million for the Muscle Rock Stability Project from Fund 333, unrestricted fund balance, reallocate $90,000 from War Memorial and John Daly Library Lighting Project, $400,000 from the War Memorial Community Center HVAC project, and $810,000 from the Westlake Library and Roof Project for the Muscle Rock Stability Project. And then authorize the city manager to execute and award contracts and/or change orders for the project in an amount not to exceed a total of $6.8 million. So with that, I'll conclude, and happy to answer any questions council may have.
Thank you, Mr. Chu. Councilman Prano.
Thank you for the report. I appreciate it. I just was going to ask, knowing that we did have these other projects approved, and it's understandable, we need to have this done. That's no doubt. So would we then be looking at this in a future date and look at the needs of the lighting and HVAC, where we're taking the money from? Is that
Yes.
kind of what we will, I just thought maybe you might want to explain?
Great, yes. Thank you so much for the question. So in terms of those other projects where we're proposing to reallocate some of the funding, we aren't abandoning those projects. They are needed. We're looking at alternative funding sources, maybe potentially financing with some very low interest loans due to the fact that these are energy efficiency type projects. And so we will be continuing to work on some of those as well, but it's just a different type of financing mechanism.
Thank you. I just wanted to, so that people could hear that I'm sure we're going to get it done. It's just going to be in a different way. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember.
Thank you.
Councilmember DiGiovanni.
Thank you. The reason I pulled this item, thank you, Mr. Chu. I know it's a ongoing Muscle Rock, which, we all know about climate change. And I did see even on the video that our firefighters were rescuing someone the other day and how it was just coming down and coming down for each foot that they were taking. It was crumbling underneath them. So it's really intensified. And I haven't been out there, as not Denver, but is it all walled off now in the area that they're working on? Is that why someone told me that they have, you have it like, there's something with tents or something out there in that area?
There are
And what-
some,
Yeah,
yes, the contractor is on site. They do have fencing set up in certain
Right.
areas.
to keep people from,
They will be closing off certain areas during activities that they're working on, but they will try to keep the overall site as accessible as possible, especially during weekends and things like that. But when they're actively working for safety reasons, they do need to
Oh, yeah.
close off certain areas.
so obviously you've seen that it's accelerated more than what we anticipated, is what it sounds like, an emergency in this, and given the temperature we're at. So was there ever, I think I mentioned this before, but probably because this is an emergency, I understand, that this could be declared a Superfund site?
Well, that's something to continue
In the
to
future?
explore and look into. A lot of times Superfund sites are mainly intended for hazardous material sites. At this moment, most of the waste at this location, it wasn't intended for hazardous waste disposal. It's more
Right.
household waste disposal. But nonetheless, I mean, nobody wants a situation where there's trash that gets exposed and potentially getting
Yes.
into the ocean. And so
Yeah,
so
because
it does need to be
that's the only way, right? Because if it goes into the ocean, from my years with Sierra Club and all that, with the to go to Superfund fund, then if it went into the ocean like that, then they could do that, right? But we don't want to get that far.
that's correct. We want to try to prevent it from getting to that situation. But at the same time, we're constantly looking at potential funding sources, and potential grant opportunities to help with this situation.
Well, I know, you really do top notch, looking for funding sources, and this has been one thing after the other in that area, which is uncontrollable in many ways for you, because the way that the situation is, the gravitational pull as well in the environment. So, but I commend you and thank you, and thanks the city manager for being on top of it, because it has to be taken care of one way or the other. But I thank you very much, and thank you for the work. Thank you for looking for the sources. And then that way we know now, which Councilmember Prine alluded to, we can, whatever you think to support the other areas where you need help, because I know you're working on that and the capital improvement projects and everything at once. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor.
Are there any other questions? Councilmember Manalo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, Director Chu, on your presentation. I think, my colleagues have mentioned how important it is with climate change. I mean, obviously, the planning in the past with this was very unfortunate, right? There's different ways of not looking towards the future. But I am proud to say that us as a council, it was our budget priority. And it was included in that, and really to be able to ensure. So thank you for always looking out for other resources out there. I know that hopefully we get continued allocations elsewhere, but you know we have our support. It was one of the priorities that we know continuously we need to watch and really safeguard and figure out how to really solve for in that respect. And so congratulations on all the wonderful work. It's an ongoing project, continuously, but something that we do value as a city council. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember. Other question? City Manager.
Yeah, just real briefly, through the chair. We continue to look with our federal reps and our state reps, our elected officials. We're continuing to utilize advocates to assist and try to find funds, grants, and what have you, but we're definitely trying to find money for that site. And this project basically at least seals and sequesters what we dealt with last winter when there was trash actually leaking. The attempt is to sequester it so that we can get funds to actually perform any future work that's needed. So that's all. Thank you.
Great,
Thanks, Tom.
excellent.
All right. Looks like there's no any other comments or feedback. Can I get a motion for item number 6?
Motion to approve?
Motion, can I get a second?
Second.
A second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Moving on to item number 8. Authorize city manager to execute a professional services agreement with Kimley Horn and Associates Incorporated for the Daly City Safe Routes to School project.
Yes, thank you. This item is mine as well. So just a little bit of background. Back in December of 2022, the city did procure the professional services of Kimberly Horn and Associates to do a corridor study along East Market and Hillside Boulevard. That work has been completed, and they have some potential recommendations in terms of what types of improvements can be performed over there. So we're now at the stage where in September of 23, the city executed a funding agreement with California Department of Transportation, Caltrans, to allocate $3.2 million of appropriated state general fund for the Daly City Safe Route to School project. And that was per the Budget Act of 2022. Staff did release a request for proposal for design services for the Safe Route to School project in February of 2025. Kimberly Horn was the one proposal that was received. Their scope of work is primarily project management, collect data, do public outreach, and then ultimately prepare actual construction documents so that we can bid it out and actually implement the new recommendations for the Safe Route to School project. The professional services agreement for the Safe Route to School project is indicated, proposed to be a not to exceed amount of $342,611.12. Some additional funding is needed for design contingency and staff time. So the total design budget is $411,133.35. There are sufficient funds in the previously approved project fund to pay for the design services. So staff is recommending that the City Council authorize the city manager or his designee to execute the professional services agreement with Kimberly Horn in the amount of $342,611.12 for the Daly City Safe Route to School project. Happy to answer any questions that council may have.
All right.
Thank you.
Councilmember,
Nice.
Councilmember Pride.
Again, thank you. I know it was pulled by my fellow council member, but I think it's a great project. But I had a quick question. I understand that it's, and it does mention Hillside, right? So it's East Market and Hillside. Does it include part of Hillside? Just the intersection right there where the 7-Eleven and the Shell station is? Does it just include that section or anything? Because a few blocks up, where Wong's Cafe is, I'm trying to think what that cross is. Oh, it's Valley. Valley turns in another street and then goes across. Well, anyway, that's very dangerous there where people cross, and And I'm just wondering is if you're doing the bike route here, you're expecting the kids to stay there and not be on, coming down, Hillside from kind of heading south and, you know where I'm saying, it comes down Hillside, and if the kids are coming from all those homes, that's not included?
Yeah, so actually, we have another project that we are working on
Yeah.
with the county in terms of Hillside, where we're working with the county to redo that section as well so that it
Okay.
matches Colma side. Colma already did their section where they did a lane reduction and all that, and so there's a study going on, which in terms of us applying for some grant funding for that to do that project as well. So when that agreement gets prepared, that item will come back before the city council for acceptance of the grant funds, as well as appropriating those grant funds for that project. But it's a joint project that the city and the county is working on together.
So it'll tie in then? Yeah, because I'm just trying, I don't live that far away, and I'm just trying, if the kids get to the East Market, they've got to get there.
Correct.
From their homes, and then once they're there and they go to Policita or whatever. So anyway, thank you.
This one is primarily focusing in terms of the schools and the safe routes to school. The other one on Hillside and kind of working with the county, that goes along also in terms of peds and bikes and how best to reallocate the uses there and kind of be consistent with Colma's project as well.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I would just, thank you, and thanks, Councilmember.
Of course.
Councilmember Manalo.
Thank you so much. That was a wonderful question, Councilmember Praño. I pulled this item because I think it just is so important. When you talk about like planning and making sure that pedestrian safety is at the forefront, it takes a while, right? Like it's literally getting the feedback from the students and then getting the allocation of funding, whether it's Caltrans or approval from resources like the CCAG. And to me, seeing this on the agenda and hiring a consultant to actually do the next steps is so important and crucial. So that we see that it's actually, getting implemented or moving to the next steps of implementation. What I love about Safe Routes to School is really garnering the feedback of the students on the ground with the teachers. And I think many of us have gone onto those walks, right? And now it's seeing it, okay, getting all of that data points and getting a consultant to really say, hey, these are the next steps around building a more safer environment for children walking, families walking, and all that respect, right? And so for me, I wanted to pull that so that we can share with our community, maybe those that are watching. A lot of times we don't have our families in the audience because they're working families, right? And so in pulling this item, maybe they're watching, knowing that their child participated many years ago or just last year or whatnot, that the work is moving and it's continuing. So thank you for all the work you and your staff does and also all of the community engagement that has brought us to this place. Because this is not only a Daly City issue, like it connects with Colma, as you mentioned. Like everyone gets to places and are coming from everywhere, right? And so we know that these pieces help keep our community safe. And most importantly, make sure our children, when they're headed to school, are averting any collisions and casualties. So thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
And there will be more community engagement to follow, so
Yeah.
more to come on that.
Amazing.
Yes, thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Councilmember Manalo. Councilmember DiGiovanni.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, and then the walk audits have always been great. And then I know that what I like about it, when you bring the engineers and you bring like the community input together, and they sit there and they listen and then draw the maps, and I've been a part of this for like I don't know, 6 years or so, and And then the culmination comes for the safety factor and the Vision Zero. I think I think it was Vice Mayor then, he and I were on the Vision Zero years ago. And to see that how it all comes together and everything is about safety. And that's what it's mainly about. From everything from the little children being safety patrols at JFK, remember on the Guadalupe side, and how they were trying to change that, and the situation of each school, and they take it in consideration. It's amazing and fascinating, such great people to work with. And Mr. Chu, your staff and yourself are really outstanding, and Virginia at the county, so I can't thank you enough. And it makes everybody feel more secure with the parents as well. When you go out in the community, you hear the great feedback. So thank you very much, appreciate it, thank you.
Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester.
Thank you, Mayor. Two things. Mr. Chu, number one, I wanted to commend you on indicating that you're very aware of what Colma has done in the sense of their bike path.
Yeah.
I use Hillside all the time, and believe me, I was so upset when they moved from 2 lanes to 1 lane. But, I mean, there's a reason, and we have to take care of our pedestrians and folks on bicycles. So I'm glad to hear of the possible collaboration. Well, why reinvent the wheel? Let's see how we can add on to what
Yep.
Colma did. So that's number one. The second part I wanted to bring up, Councilmember Perano brought up a good point. You don't have to write this down because it's at the bottom of page 1. Councilmember Perano talked about Wong's Cafe. Well, here it says it will extend on Hillside Boulevard from Teresa Street to Sylvan Street.
That's right there.
And that's right there, a matter of fact, on the way. So it's going to work. And as a matter of fact, I'm impressed because it also says Teresa Street, which is 1 block north of East Market Street. So it tells me you're basically covering the particular aspects of the safe routes and
You got a lot of
the,
walkers, too.
pedestrian bicycle lane. So
Yeah.
I think that's very important.
Elders
I'm
too.
kind of excited to see how this project comes along because I've touted 3D crosswalks. And,
lot.
and, you know, I have schools right in front of my house and schools just right up the block. So I'm kind of excited. So I'm, in regards to the other projects, I think, was this on the other matter? Councilmember Perano had asked about taking money from the other sources. I wanted to put this out because of you, Mr. Chu. Your reputation precedes you because I've seen what you've done in the past, and wherever there's money to be found, you find it, and you overturn those rocks and look under the rocks, and oh wow, he found this. So
Amazing.
outstanding, amazing, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chu, for
Great
your
director.
presentation.
Right. Thank you, Vice Mayor. I have no other further comments. But I think when Vice Mayor Sylvester talked about the 3D printing, hopefully we could integrate some of the information that the young people came and they did their
Right.
study with a 3D crosswalk. And because I know there were some innovative things that they mentioned, and hopefully when we get to it, we can start to put that into processing. Okay. No other comments? Okay. Can I get a motion for item number 8?
Motion to approve?
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Okay. Item number 10, second reading ordinance number 1483, repealing and replacing chapter 5.104 of the Daly City Municipal Code, subject commercial cannabis regulations.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and members of City Council. This item came before the City Council at the last regularly scheduled meeting for introduction. Today is the second reading of ordinance number 1483 regarding commercial cannabis regulation, and it is for adoption.
All right. Are there any questions, comments? Feedback?
Yes.
Councilmember
This is a-
Manalo.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
This is inclusive of all of the amendments we did prior, right?
This is in regards to the business license section, and the equity portion. The zoning is separate. That's going to be tabled and put on the next meeting in September.
Okay, so this is just on the business license.
Right,
piece,
and the inclusion of the equity program.
And including the equity program.
That's
Okay.
correct.
Councilmember.
Same question, because I remember you said it was inclusive of the other ones, like making sure the manufacturing or distributing is to make it more expansive, correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to produce my comments because while we were going through this, it was a lengthy discussion. And, I took it with an open mind and I've learned a lot. I want to commend Ms. Maybell Magno and the group that spoke here because I was thinking one way, but my mind was open. There are other aspects to cannabis and not just retail sales. So this is a good plan as we move forward, especially if we give out business licenses and the qualifications and the requirements thereof is subsequently documented. So I think it's a great resolution, ordinance rather. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Any other comments? I would like to concur those comments by what the Vice Mayor said and my tag team partner, Councilmember Perano, to being on the cannabis committee and discussing this equity program. Give a shout out to Maybell and the whole crew for bringing this to us in terms of expanding equity when it comes to cannabis and commercial. Our ideas of cannabis continue to evolve, and I hope that Daly City will as well. Oh, Councilmember Manal.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to say thank you to you, Mr. Mayor, and also Councilmember Prano for your work on this. I think that it's so important for us to build programs that really bring forth that piece of equity, right? If it is no longer being criminalized in that way, then how do you bring forth opportunities? And if you look at, industries in the past, right? Like when it was prohibition or whatnot, like we have moved into a different wavelength with cannabis. And when you look at cannabis also for medicinal purposes and all of these pieces, I think that I know that it's not, it was a lot of work that you all have put in the committee, and having the consultant explain some of the pieces is important as well. And so I want to say thank you to Vice Mayor. I know there's many times where he's sees things in a different perspective, but then once he learns the information, he is definitely open to see what is possible and understanding where we are in these times with progress. And so I just want to also say I want to commend Vice Mayor for acknowledging that and where we're at. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. Yes, Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to put this out there, and Mayor, because of one thing you said at the last meeting that really stuck in my mind, because it shows me that you were trying to be analytical as to why I was feeling the way I was feeling. And that one thing you asked, is it the retail sale of actual marijuana that's stopping you from, I thought about it. And after that meeting, a couple of days later, I went and visited one of the locations, one of the brand new locations. And I don't use marijuana. I used to make arrests for marijuana. And when I walked in there, it was like a candy store. I mean, what are those? Oh, yeah, you can eat those. So it's not all necessarily smoking marijuana, but like Councilmember Manalo says, I don't know. probably use it for medicinal purposes. And then there's the manufacturing that I learned, and not necessarily for sale. It's the cultivation. So thank you, Councilmember Manalo, for your thoughts, because if I'm armed with all the facts and everything is completely transparent to me, I will do a complete 180-degree turn in the decision. So I appreciate the comments from my fellow council members, including yourself, Mr. Mayor, and I think it's a good thing, and we're moving forward. So thank you so much.
I appreciate that, Vice Mayor. Okay, with that, no questions, no comments. Can I get a motion to adopt the ordinance or item number 10?
Motion to adopt?
Glenn Sylvester, second.
Okay, a roll call, vote, please.
Ms. Di Giovanni?
Yeah, I abstained, for the record, I abstained on the first part of the readings, so I have to be continuity on the second part. So I abstain, and I believe in equity, make sure it's on the record, and giving people second chances, but I would like to do it for other businesses than the cannabis. Thank you.
Ms. Perano?
Aye.
Mr. Sylvester?
Glenn Sylvester, aye.
Ms. Manalo?
Aye.
Dr. Rod?
Aye. Thank you, everyone.
But Mr. Mayor, it's not going to be easy because when zoning comes
Yeah,
out,
zoning.
that's going to be a different story. I'll give you fair warning.
Okay. Next on our agenda is appointments. So are there any other
already?
board appointments, commission membership committee appointments? Seeing none. Reports, council committee report, item number 11. Are there any council committee reports?
Like council committee?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we have?
That's the other committees that we serve on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll make mine pretty simple. I attended the San Mateo County Mosquito Vector Control District meeting. I'm sorry I don't have my notes here with me. I did take some notes, but I read that West Nile virus is low, if anything, non-existent. We checked birds, and we haven't come across any indications of Aedes aegypti. And the Mosquito Vector Control District is in very good shape financially. And that's all I have to report. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Other reports, council committee reports? All right, I'll go ahead and share this pretty lengthy one. This is from Peninsula Clean Energy on June 27th, 2025. Some of the updates they did something similar to what Natalie did about AB 2561. If people forgot what AB 2561, it was a law enacted in 2024 that addresses the issue of vacant positions with local public agencies.
We did the same.
Yes. And so I'll start with the challenges first. The challenges was, one of the challenges was to find talent that brings both the skills and experiences needed to create a great culture for PCE, and that can take time. Another one is PCE continues to refine and expand its DEAI recruitment efforts to hire the best candidates. And kind of like right now, it's kind of like a specialized position when you do a PCE, because you have to have like this knowledge about energy, knowledge about procurement and all this stuff. And sometimes you don't, it's such a nuanced position that it's pretty hard to find good talent. But one thing that's good about the positives, what's been going well for PCE is that it has a strategic, structured approach to recruitment. And the numbers speak for itself. So 94.5% of the PCE staff see themselves continue to work for PCE for the next three years. There has been a 96.8 retention rate. Okay, so people love working there. PCE offers competitive compensation and benefits. What has drawn many staff members is is the culture that PCE creates. It's highly attractive to candidates because they're mission-driven, highly diverse, and they put a emphasis on remote work. And then we also approved Sean Marshall as the CEO, and we bumped her up to one of the top-tier CEOs when it comes to clean energy organizations such as PCE. Some other things that we talked about was the passage of the big beautiful bill and what will it do to clean energy. And headline news, it's not good for anybody that's doing clean energy business. So one is the reduction in clean energy tax credits.
Yeah.
So the bill significantly scales back incentives established under the Inflation Reduction Act. It phases out key credits like the Clean Electricity Production Tax Credit, Clean Electricity Investment Tax Credit. And so these things that PCE, which relies on such incentives to support renewable energy projects, could be limited in funding, especially when it comes to solar and wind initiatives. It also tightened deadlines for project development and deadlines. So it requires wind and solar projects to be placed in service by the end of 2027 or to begin construction within 12 months of enactment to qualify for remaining credits. Potential increase in energy costs for customers. So by cutting clean energy investments, the bill is projected to raise energy bills for ratepayer nationwide, with estimates suggesting an increase of 110 by next year and over 400 annually over the next 5 years. Challenges to local renewable goals. So PCE, we had a mission to get close to 100%. I think we wanted to get to 98.5% or something like that. But because of the big beautiful bill, it hampers and undermines the federal support for clean energy infrastructure. And then it has broader environmental economic impacts. So the bill's provisions to reduce air pollution, monitoring, and weaken environmental protections could indirectly affect PCE by increasing regulatory uncertainty and community health concerns, and could potentially raise operational challenges or public opposition. And so this bill has been pretty significant in terms of what's going to happen with what happens with clean energy nationwide. But I think with PCE, with its their fiscal responsibility and our surplus of budgets, I think hopefully, this is just from my perspective, that we could weather the storm. And when we see a shift or change in our administration or ideas, that we will be ready to move strategically because of all the different planning and fiscal responsibility that PCE has done over the past several years. Okay, so that's it for PCE. Any other council committee reports? Okay, seeing none. City council reports, item number 12. Councilmember Pamela DiGiovanni.
Mine is very short. Thank you, Mayor. I first want to say that kudos again to Miss Denise Brown, yes, you again, and to your crew for the Build a Dream success of Sold Out. It was so sold out and people were still asking for tickets. And it was even nice that the employees came by, and even though there was no seat, which they were great because they wanted to come and support, we knew it was going to be good food, but it's just the idea of the way it was done, very well organized. It was very successful. They had music out for everyone. There was people that joined Jeanette Feinberg's dancing, hula dancing. It was very festive, very positive, and it was a great way to raise funds for scholarship. If everybody, you have to pay attention early though, because the seats go fast. And I'm not sure if I think it was 200 or something like that, Denise? 250. And everybody was happy. They had a good time. And again, back with the socializing, very proud that our department is, I don't know where they talk about being lonely. You're not lonely when you come to the Dolger Center, I can tell you that, or any of our recreation, because they were very welcoming and was a fabulous event that that anybody to experience it, and just happy. Even the employees were singing along with the songs, and very positive as usual. So I want to thank you and your staff, and to the community. The community really comes out and supports this, and a lot of them are regular volunteers within the Dolger Center, and new people came. New people came that didn't even know about it before, or even where the Dolger was. So thank you very much. The second part was, I believe, where I went to the Daly City History Guild walking tour, and it was led by the president, Mark Weinberger, and it was very well attended. This was on Saturday. And it was so Saturday, Sunday, yeah, Saturday. And when we went up and down the blocks, and the only thing I can suggest is some of the elders had difficulty parking, and I thought I would raise it with my council members and to our city manager, that they were asking that because they're not open very often to come and get a tour or come even to the museum, that they didn't even know where to park or whatever, and there are permits in our city parking lot. If there was any way they could get a visitor sticker at the times that they're open, because they want to come back. A lot of them were former alumni at our schools in our area, and some still live in our area. So that's up to the city manager to reach out to Mark and to our council if there'd be an agreement, because they're not open many hours. And some of the elders had raised that question for the parking, because they parked several blocks away, as you can imagine, in that area, because it was pretty full. But other than that, great job. Always informative to know about the history here. And then they even though it was not part of the elder history, then I made sure that they saw that beautiful mural, the newer mural on the side by the Mitsubishi, that the young people had been involved in. So thank you very much. And it's such a great community and great history museum. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember. Any other city council reports? Yeah. Councilmember Manalo.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. I want to share that I did attend the Despedida, meaning going away, event for Vice Consul Adrian Bakay, who actually resided in Daly City for his tenure here with the Philippine Consulate, and was with community members there at the Centro Filipino event. And for those of you watching, actually a lot of the Philippine consular folks, staff, actually live in Daly City when they come over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so also I was one of the speakers for Meet the Authors with the Filipino Women's Network. It was a reading from the books called Disrupt Books, chapter 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. There's actually 5 books now, where there are like Filipino women authors from all over the world globally. I want to also share that the ambassador we honored our ambassador, who is a longtime community and friend of our city attorney, Rose, who was also present at that event. So it was wonderful to honor her, and also hear from the other Filipino women leaders that come from different backgrounds, whether it is healthcare to entrepreneurship, as well as in the public sector, to lawyers. But I remember when I first joined the Filipino Women's Network, that they were only on their 3rd book, and so now they have five books out there. But its mission is to empower and highlight women, and to have a Filipino woman in every sector, professionally, in leadership. And so also I wanted to say happy 20th anniversary to Patio Filipino. Resident Tito Gonzalez is actually from Daly City, and just want to congratulate him and his wife on the milestone for their business sharing cultural food and heritage. And then also Bay Wheels. It's so exciting to see that. I think about a year ago when we had the first Bay Wheels happen at Daly City BART. Now we are in the next phase to have the next set of Bay Wheels in Daly City. And really honored to sit on CCAG where we approved funding for that. But I also want to commend BPAC and our specific BPAC here in Daly City on working on this as well. Right now, it's just garnering feedback from, residents, users, cyclists around the best areas to have kind of the next station. I think what's really amazing is that the Bay Wheels as well, I know that it goes to Daly City BART, but there is a station at SFSU. So that could already be happening where, you know, and then I also wanted to share that there was an event around really highlighting one of a long-standing business within the Bay Area and the United States. Ramar Foods did a Magnolia ice cream tasting. Oh man, I know that Vice Mayor and his wife Nita was there. But to be able to really see the next iterations of Ramar Foods, particularly their ice cream, and it was held here in Daly City. I also was able to join the SF Pride Parade with Mayor Daniel Lurie during Pride Weekend. Also, I participated in the Save Transit press conference and rally around the regional tax measure in San Mateo in the Bay Area. And so at this juncture, San Mateo County could opt into this. And I think it's very important for our community, most especially in Daly City. We are a transit reliant city. We have our BART station, we have Samtrans, we have also the Muni coming into Daly City BART. And if those are watching, Daly City is one of the busiest stations in our BART system. In May, there was about 5,000 daily riders, even higher than 19th Street, Oakland this May. And we know that our Daly City residents rely not just on BART, they do Samtrans and Muni as well, and access to their jobs, classes, and other daily destinations. So it is, I think, important for us to really advocate to opt in because it will be detrimental to our residents and those that actually utilize public transit going to the jobs that we have here in our city. And so that is ongoing. I think it would be prudent that San Mateo County does opt into this. Also, hold on. It doesn't recognize me. You know how the computer, it's like my notes. Oh, there we go. Technology. Also, I wanted to say tomorrow is going to be exciting. The kiosk that we have here in City Hall will be populated with a small business. And so I know that's forthcoming with having different small businesses, be right there in that kiosk. So that's really exciting to see right here in our community. And I think that is all that I have, unless I forget anything. No, I think that's it, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. Oh, one last thing. I wanted to say I mean, it's not a small, I think there was a statistic that said, is it only 7% of couples make it to their 50th anniversary? And so I just wanted to say happy anniversary to you, Vice Mayor, and your wife, Nita, because that statistic is huge. Only 7% make it to their 50th golden wedding anniversary.
Thank you.
And so congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
So, thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Manalo. Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester.
Thank you. Thank you to all my colleagues. You know, I listened to each one of you, and I just wanted to make a comment. Some I'll just make a comment about, and some of the things I did. First of all, I'll start off with Councilmember Di Giovanni, where she talked about attending the Build a Dream out of Westlake.
Yeah.
And I saw her out there, and as I walked around and saw this big barbecue pit, and not having any breakfast. And it was near lunchtime, and it was an hour later, and they still hadn't started serving. I was hungry. And Councilmember Di Giovanni says, they're sold out. So she reminded me, and as I walk around and I see folks waiting in line, I said to myself, I'm not gonna walk in front of nobody. And then when I see employees coming up, oh yeah, IGM. You know what IGM means? I got mine. So I just said, no, I'm gonna have to leave, and we went and ate somewhere else. So the stimulus of the event was enough to make anyone hungry, and I'm very happy it was successful, Denise, and I'm glad it sold out. On the museum, that was made mention about the parking. You know, we do have a parking lot across the street. Maybe if folks want to go for that walking tour at the top of the hill, there's a parking lot there, Bepler Street.
They have permits, Vice Mayor.
Yeah, I thought maybe if folks want to attend, they can come here and get a parking permit for 4 hours or something like that. Might be a
Okay.
thought, you know. Or they can come here and park here at City Hall, and we take them up there. It's just a thought, you know. And Councilmember Manalo, she had to remind me. I'd like to thank Maybelle Magno and Leilani for reminding me. See, she looked up, see? So I said her name. About the ice cream tasting. I was there, and I tasted, I'm not going to tell you the flavors, but different types, and they wanted to get our opinion. And it's like wine tasting. I don't even drink wine. It's about, okay, here's water, and you're supposed to clean your palate, and you're supposed to chew on this cracker. And I think it's more work doing that and typing in the stuff. But one of my favorites, and this is not a new flavor, it's out now, it's called Mango Calamansi.
Ooh.
Now, for the folks who are not Filipino in the audience, calamansi is a type of lemon. So it's a little bit tart, So, but the favorite part is all the go bags that they gave you for attending. I picked up a go bag that contained, I think, 3 different ice creams. One was avocado, which I gave to one of my kids, and I kept the mango calamansi. And the other one, I forgot what it is, but it's in my freezer. And they will give you more if you want it. But I don't have, you know how it goes. You don't have space in your freezer, and and if you keep it out over a half hour, it'll start to melt. So why be greedy if it's going to melt anyway? They gave out siopao, hot dogs with cheese, longanisa, vegetable lumpia. And I could have got another bag because it was my wife and I. Okay, where's yours? Here's mine. But no, we had to stay with one bag, and we shared it. And it was, Leilani, thank you so much for the reminder. It was good. And Ramar Foods, I had no idea that they're located in Pittsburgh, California. And I was about to say something, Pittsburgh, 94565. And they would probably look at me, well, how do you know? Because I used to live in Pittsburgh. So, it was great, and part of the community, and I think Daly City is just doing so much, and I think, I'm basically in love with all the staff because every one of them does something, and they're special in their own different way. So thank you to Daly City, and thank you to all the staff here in Daly City. It's just so appreciated. So thank you for allowing me to provide my thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Any other? I just have a few updates that I just want to add. June 25th, the Capo Cultural Center or KKC and the Youth Empowerment Entrepreneurship Employment of San Mateo County, the YEEP program, they had a career exploration day that was here. And they brought many youth. I believe there was over 50 students that came. And then they were, I wish I had these panelists when I was younger because they were dropping some really great gems to these young people. And so big shout out to Dr. Simone Yu, Chel Gia, who is the owner of Chilogs, Marcel Valdez, Gracia Nahera, John Peña Carada, who is one of our small business commissioners, and then Shaquille Ali, who is Jefferson Elementary School District board member that were here talking about. One of the questions was like, what would you want to know at their age? And everybody had all these different ways of expressing it, and it was very, very inspirational. And so big shout out to the Capo Cultural Center and the YEEP program for putting that together, where they had a chance to also check out the Daly City Youth Health Center and also the community center tour. And so they're doing some really great stuff with the young people. And it was, sometimes we have this perspective of young people, they're just so, they call brain rot. And they're just so into just looking on their phones. But after we were done and I sat around eating lunch with them, they had really, really great questions for me. Like, how did you know what career you wanted to get into, Rod? And I was like, I don't know, I chose 3. So don't go with what I said. It's like, pick one career that you can make really well money with, unless you really, really care about all these other things. So big shout out to them. Unfortunately, I don't like making these announcements, but with everything that's going down up and down the state and across the land, and we have ICE raids that are happening. There is the Daly City Free Legal Clinic that is both put together by API Outreach and us here. And they have legal clinics every second and fourth month. Please register. All that information is on our Daly City social media channels, so please follow that. There are cards as well. So there's a Bay Area Rapid Response Network. And so just if you do get apprehended and there are certain things that you could say, like, I do not wish to speak with you, answer your questions, or sign or hand you any documents based on my Fifth Amendment rights under the United States Constitution. I do not give you permission to enter my home based on my Fourth Amendment rights under the United States Constitution, unless you have a warrant to enter, signed by a judge or a magistrate with my name on it, that you slide underneath the door. I do not give you permission to search any of my belongings based on my Fourth Amendment rights. I choose to exercise my constitutional rights. We also, part of this Bay Area Rapid Response Network, there is a specific phone number for San Mateo County, 203-666-4472. So those are things I wish I didn't have to make those announcements, but given the type of political climate we have, we need to find all the resources we can to give all of our residents some resources. But to end my city council report on a positive end, the Samoa and American Samoa flag raising ceremony will be here July 26th from 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. here at City Hall. So please join us for that. Okay. All right.
Mayor, may I
yes.
just add, when you were talking about the immigration, they also suggest, the ACLU, that if you write a number on your arm so people can contact anybody, and then it's in Spanish, no diga nada. So trying to say anything, they also suggest not only that, if you are around them and you don't interfere, make sure you never interfere. Everything is always nonviolent. like for protesting or whatever, but you're allowed to videotape if you see someone being apprehended. And, because we heard about those children in LA that were shackled, so that video does help. And there is legislation going through to be unmasked, so we'll continue. And I know that the mayor has done a great job in updating everyone on resources, and appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember Manalo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to say thank you for sharing the API legal outreach resources. When they had first reached out about the partnership, it was really around larger support in regards to legal support. But now more than ever, it's just been even more urgent to have, legal representation. And so I want to just thank the staff in coordination and also our partners with API Legal Outreach who reached out and really saw the need in our community, having a large immigrant community here in Daly City, that they had received a free grant, and wanted to partner with us here in our community. And so more than ever, I know that I've heard from them that it's been maximized to its fully, and they have, it just shows how much support is needed. I also want to say to our residents that are watching, I know that there has been a lot. We had Republic here earlier. We couldn't respond, but I think that our staff has looked at creative solutions and having 2 locations to bring their garbage. Also, when residents reach out to me, they've asked, can the postings be in multilingual, posts in that respect? And so I know that's also in the works. Really, there's a lot of frustration out there around this as well. But I think that we're all as well. I mean, we're residents as well. And my husband went out to one of the sites and brought the 2 garbages and so those are watching. The city is working diligently to work with Republic Services. And we know that, this is an issue around workers' rights and that the solidarity with the workers that we have here in the city of Daly City and their right to be in solidarity with those that are fighting for their workers' rights. But, with our city services, everyone's working diligently to make sure that there's options out there. And I'm sure, as things unfold, we'll have it sent out through our social media and their websites. Because I have been receiving the texts and the phone calls. Like, what number is this? But, right, so thank you very much for that. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester.
Thank you, Councilmember Manalo, for bringing up the issue regarding the garbage issue in Daly City. And I'm glad we had a representative here tonight, the CEO, to explain to us what's been transpiring. When we have the information, we can put out the information correctly as possible as we know it, because folks are going to come to us, and that is what happened. What upset me today, actually it was yesterday, where someone had posted, Republic Services, take care of your employees. Well, wait a minute. It's a different local here, and they have been taken care of. This is as a result of what's happening outside of the city. And as Councilmember Manalo had made mention, they come here to Daly City and they want to be in solidarity. But our folks here at Republic are taken care of. And I think Republic has done an outstanding service. I'd like to thank the city attorney for her letter and the mitigation that has transpired to help our constituents. as Councilmember Manalo had made mention, I think for social media aspects, it should be put in different languages. I know I myself told my next door neighbor, and I says, 2 bags, 2 bags. And you know, my next door neighbor says, "Oh, okay, I tell you what, tell your wife, we can put them in my truck. I'll take your bags and I'll take my bags." So, you know, it's something. And then when I got a video today of the truck back in service in one of the neighborhoods, oh, what a great sight. And, you know, you never know how good you have it until you don't have it. And I appreciate the work of our Republic Services. And yet, well, are they coming to my neighborhood? And, you know, I don't know, but the best answer I can give, perhaps they'll be there on your normal pickup day, but if you read the notice, the trash from the last week or whatever, put it out on the sidewalk and they'll pick that up. Okay, you know, it makes a lot of sense. People just have to read what's out there. And then, oh boy, I hope I'm not being watched tonight. Well, I got rodents in the bag, and they have been collected, and I'm too squeamish to move the bag to put it out. I said, well, ask your neighbor. I don't know, but in all, I'd like to say thank you to Republic Services. I'm glad that Representative Kathy is here from Republic Services to update all of us. Because we're wondering, and the community's wondering. So hopefully, this situation is going to get much better. I'm very optimistic that it will. So thank you again, and thank you to staff for at least keeping council apprised as to what's going on, because it's dynamic and it's fluid. So thank you so much. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Mayor.
Vice Mayor. All right. Any other? Okay. So moving on to item number 13. Are there any staff reports?
Thank you, through the chair. We'll just briefly, I think might be able to pull it up. We were able to get the notices up in multiple languages today. So thank you for bringing that council member up.
Thanks,
So
Leilani.
staff was able to get it up there shortly after the request was made. So thank you for that idea. But other reports, that's it I have tonight. So,
Yeah, thanks.
yep.
Thank you. That was very speedy work.
Yeah.
All right. Moving down to adjournment, we're going to begin adjournment with Councilmember Prano.
Thank you very much. The first thing I'd like to bring up is we're all aware about the July 4th flooding in rural Texas. It was horrible, and there was dozens of children from Camp Mystic as well as other locations because near the Guadalupe River, 132 have died, and there's 160 still missing, so that's terrible. The other thing I wanted to, for us to, have a moment is the fireworks company, which was 40 miles from Sacramento in the city of Esparto. 7 people were killed in that terrible, just horrible explosion. And they have just put out the names. Angel Matthew Voller, 18 of Stockton. Jesus Masis Ramos, 18 of San Pablo. Johnny Ernesto Ramos, 22 of San Pablo. Joel Jeremias Melendez, 28 of Sacramento. Neil Justin Lee, 41 of San Francisco. Carlos Javier Rodriguez Mora, 43 of San Andreas. And Christopher Goltiao Bocog, B-O-C-O-G, 45 of San Francisco. So I just wanted us to, I wanted to add them to the adjourn in memory. May I do my?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Also, a lovely lady, Rosario Coelho Dantes, also known affectionately by her nickname Baby, was Born in Manila in 1943, she was the youngest child of Santiago Cojillo and Constancia Salonga. She passed away at the age of 81, and on June 8th, 2025, surrounded by her family. She attended University of Santo Tomas in high school and college in the Philippines. She was married to Edmundo on May 20th, 1972. They have two children, Eileen and Edward. She worked for the City County of San Francisco until her retirement, and she loved God, family, and her adopted country, the United States. And so she attended a lot of churches. It was Holy Angels and St. Cecilia's, Our Lady of Mercy churches, St. Veronica's, and she was their prayer warrior for her family. She is going to be greatly missed by her husband, Edmundo, daughter, Eileen, and the Arceo family, Odie, Jalen, Eva, Oliver Jr., and Rayanne, and her son Edward and his wife Noreen. The last one is Joyce A. Arata, and she is the mom of friends of mine that Joyce lived in Daly City with her husband for 67 years. They were married, so 67 years. There might be a less percentage on that, right? Probably 1%.
Check on it while
You'll do, yeah, 67 years. So Joyce, or Joy Arata, passed away July 9th at the age of 91 after an unexpected illness. She joins in heaven her loving husband, Bob, mother and father, and her sisters. She's loved, and her memory is treasured by her children, Susan, husband Ray, Dan, wife Carrie, and grandchildren Megan, Tony, Lauren, Chris, Scott, Megan, Jeffrey, and Michael, Maggie, and great-grandchildren Zoe, Nathan, Zachary, Elena, and Luke, and many cousins and loving people. They were very active at Our Mercy many years in the Westlake area. She worked for the Jefferson Elementary School District, and so her services are upcoming, and she's going to be greatly missed. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember.
If I may add.
Right in.
67 years?
Councilmember Perano, yes, the percentage dropped significantly for longer durations, like 60 years. 60 years is about 2% of marriages. Extrapolating to 67 years, it's likely well under 1%.
Wow. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
We have next is Councilmember Pamela DiGiovanni.
I'll defer to the next time.
Okay. I'm going to go Councilmember Manalo.
Mr. Mayor, in the audience today, we have Al Perez and his partner Ken, and we'd like to adjourn in memory of his mother, Felipa Feli Santiago Perez. Feli Perez, 97, passed away peacefully in San Bruno, California, surrounded by her devoted family. Feli left this world embraced by the same love she gave so freely throughout her life. She is now joyfully reunited and surely ballroom dancing with her beloved husband, Alfonso S. Perez Sr., whose heavenly birthday is today.
Wow.
And predeceased siblings Remigio, Ernesto, Pablo, and Rosario. Feli is lovingly remembered by Dolores Mayette, husband John, sons Derek, Alan, and Sean. Luisito Louis, wife C and Marcel, Eric, and Nathan. Cecile, husband Ed, daughters Francile, Francesca, Frangelica, and son-in-law Wilbert, granddaughter Shaya. Lourdes Ogie, Al Jr. and husband Ken. Maria, husband Jason, daughters Gabby and Maddie. Siblings Bayani, Renato, whose wife is Ada, Milagros, husband Robert, and sister-in-law Liwaiwai, and a wide circle of extended family and cherished friends. Born on September 20, 1927, in Bulacan, Philippines, Feli's life was shaped by resilience and grace. At just 14, she became her family's breadwinner, sewing dresses to support them. By 19, she'd earned honorable mention from the Underwood Business Institute in dressmaking and later opened her own dress shop in Sampaloc, Manila. After World War II, she graduated high school with honors from the University of Santo Tomas, a bridge class. So impressed was the principal with her spirit that she was awarded a contract to sew high school uniforms, an opportunity she held from 1953 to 1976. When her mother, Eulalia, passed away, Feli, then 25, stepped into the role of a mother figure to her 5 younger siblings, a responsibility she carried with unwavering love. She married Alfonso Perez Sr. on July 7, 1957 in Manila, marking the beginning of a beautiful life together that spanned 53 vibrant years. After immigrating to the U.S. in 1976, Feli worked as a seamstress at the Hilton Hotel and later at Laguna Honda Hospital in San Francisco. Her true passion, however, was creating Filipiniana ball gowns, beaded bridal wear, and luxurious drapery and lovingly sewn garments for family and friends. As a matriarch of the Santiago family, Feli was known for her quiet strength, wisdom, and boundless generosity. After retiring at 70 from the city and county of San Francisco, she devoted care for her husband during his years on dialysis. Later in life, Feli embraced travel with family and treasured visits home to the Philippines. Feli's legacy lives on in every stitch, every memory, and the deep love she gave. She will deeply be missed and forever remembered. We'll also adjourn in memory of Epifania Santos Soto. And in the audience today, we have the granddaughter, Tracy Cruz. With deep love and heartfelt remembrance, we gather to honor the life of Epifania Santos Soto, who passed away peacefully in her sleep on June 10th, 2025, in Sunnyvale, California, at the age of 96. Born in Burgos, Montalban, Rizal, Philippines, on October 6, 1928, she lived a long and beautiful life filled with joy, strength, faith, and a deep devotion to her family. She was the loving wife of the late Philippine Army Second Lieutenant Villafuerte de Coro Soto and the proud mother of Delilah, Samson, Evangeline, and Maria Marisol. Her love lives on through her grandchildren, Tracy, Terrence, Joseph, Nika, Sherwin, Sheila, Sanriel, and Shane, and great-grandchildren Kyle and Kalia, along with the beloved siblings Araceli, Esperanza, and Natividad. Epifania was more than a mother or grandmother. She was the heart of her family. One of 8 children, Epifania was shaped by strong family bonds and a love for music, often singing at school events with her sister. She was also known for her joyful spirit, love of dancing, cooking, and making others laugh. Her warmth, humor, and generous heart touched everyone she met. As a devout Catholic, her faith guided her life. Not only was she a source of love, strength, and comfort, but she was also kind, nurturing, resilient, and deeply compassionate. Though we will miss her dearly, we find peace in knowing she is reunited with loved ones, resting in eternal presence of the Lord. And Mr. Mayor, I'd also like to adjourn in memory with Leslie Les Rebello Ragamos, who was my neighbor growing up and also my parents' neighbor during the time of his passing. And so he was a brother, a son, a father, a nephew, a cousin, an uncle, and a friend. Les rocked to the beat of his own drum with a passion and sense of fervor comparable to none. Born in San Francisco to Santiago Sammy Ragamos and Juanita Juaning Rebello, he was raised as a Daly City native alongside his youngest sister, Janet Tomas. He worked as an airline fueler for 27 years at San Francisco International Airport. He welcomed his only daughter, Nicole Jasmine NJ, into this world and shared with her his ability to cook flavorful food and his talent for the guitar. He will be missed by those who love him most, and when you hear those guitar strings, we hope that you think of him. And also would like to adjourn in memory for Antoinette Navarro de Claro. Antoinette is my Kappa Psi Epsilon sorority sister who left us too soon. And I know that Arlette, you're watching, your sister's watching right now, but we also honor her. Antoinette Navarro de Claro of Gardena, California, passed away on May 17, 2025. She was 45 years old. She graduated in 2004 from Cal State Hayward. She worked at Stanford University Medical Center for 12 years. After that, she worked at Kaiser South Bay until the present. Antoinette was a devoted and loving mother to Michaela, her pride and joy. She cherished every moment spent with her family as well as her friends. Antoinette was known for her friendliness, caring, and helpfulness to everyone she encountered. She enjoyed traveling and spending time with those she loved. Antoinette was preceded in death by her father and brother. She is survived by her daughter, Michaela, mother, sister, and countless friends who felt her warmth and generosity. And I will say this, Antoinette, I know you are dancing there in heaven right now, listening to Reggae Dance Hall, and we all love you fiercely.
Thank you, Councilmember Manalo. I just want to say thank you for those that are sharing. Al, thank you for coming. I know many of your family members have a lot of relationships with my family through dance, and for me, as former students of mine, and then Jesselyn, I knew Antoinette back in my fraternity days as well, and so my early days in my fraternity, I remember Antoinette. When we'd have like socials and gatherings and parties, and I remember her as well. So it's pretty. Take deep breaths, and with that, I'd just like to offer a moment of silence. Thank you for coming out, and we'll see you next time.